This is breaking news from ThailandTV.news. Now all the Thailand news is in one place. The latest reports from around the clock and around the world. Breaking Thailand news from all the world's top news sources, translated into 11 languages and updated 24 hours a day. Here's Ali with more.
ThailandTV.news has it all. The latest news, weather and sports updates, plus up-to-the-minute events listings and fun things to do in Thailand. And that's not all. There's also entertainment, lifestyle, and travel news, including the latest visa information. If it's happening in Thailand, you'll find it here at ThailandTV.news.
It's all here at ThailandTV.news. All the latest news, weather, sports, they even cover ice hockey. It's all done at ThailandTV.news. Yes, it's all the Thailand news, all in one place.
This is Thailand's biggest night for hockey. This is Hockey Night in Thailand.
And we welcome you back to the second end of our doubleheader. Adam Gottschalk, Lance Parker, Keith Mueller, and the crew from Bangkok, Thailand, and the Thailand International Ice Hockey Arena. And this is the game that we are always waiting for.
The main event.
KCG, Lexicon Lumberjacks. KCG first in the league, 11-0-2. Lexicon Lumberjacks, 9-3-1. Those two overtime losses for KCG, the only two setbacks they've had this season, both at the hands of Lexicon Lumberjacks.
Both without Jesse Starosta,
who is back in the lineup today after missing quite a bit of time with some injury.
Very pleased to see him on the ice. You mentioned no Roman Lairn tonight, but Andy Brine stepping up for his second game of the night, substituting in.
Lexicon Lumberjacks without Mark Vatsis and Joe Seavey, but other than that, they are at full strength in this hockey game. For KCG, you mentioned Roman Lairn, no David Bohr, no Christoph Anliker.
David Bohr is out there. His wife has brought us the Tim Hortons.
Is he out there? He was not on my lineup card for the guys who checked in for this one, so we'll adjust our rosters accordingly. I do see number 9 out there, you're right.
If you do see donuts, David Bohr's here.
Is that right? He's my new favorite player. This you can always tell, in the first game we root for overtime, shootouts, things like that for excitement. The second game, the sugar crash wears off by the end of regulation. So we'll see how far my donuts and coffee will carry us in this one. This is the game that is always so much fun to watch, and I can't wait for this one as we get underway. The goalkeeper matchup, Ben Kleineshay for Lexicon Lumberjacks, Gabor Toth for KCG. Lance, tell me about that matchup as we will set you up and get ready for this one.
Well, you and I saw Gabor. He felt quite spirited in the parking lot earlier. Pre-game. I hope that won't be his downfall. So far, so good with the save and another one.
Ken Kinborn was the one who got both of those shots. So Lexicon Lumberjacks in the blue, as we see the away team roster, Lexicon Lumberjacks, who I'm telling you about on the bottom of your screen. They are a +7 goal differential on the season. 9-3-1 officially. They wear the blue jerseys trimmed in yellow and black, and as we look at it from upstairs and on your television screen, they're moving from left to right. KCG with Jan Isaacson, the league's top goal scorer, moving from right to left. So KCG, obviously, by process of elimination, they're in the gray jerseys, trimmed in black.
Yep, going against
white.
one of the top goaltenders, Ben Kleinische. You asked me about the matchup earlier. Ben, we were talking about Tom. Oop.
Kim Arola puts one on net. That Toth makes his third save.
We're talking about Tom Price earlier, a few games back, about his Maple connection.
Quickly, on the bottom of the screen now, you see the roster for KCG. You can continue, Lance.
Sure. With that Maple connection, I wanted to give a shout out to Maple Grove, Minnesota. Ben Kleinische, native son of said place.
Here's Nick Lampson by himself, just rocketing down the ice, finally poke checked away. And now we'll see Pim Jarrod Woody Prida with it for Lexicon Lumberjacks. No score, early going. Again, most likely this is not your first time ever watching hockey, as this is the second end of our doubleheader. However, if it is, 17 minutes on the clock each period, and the clock runs, no stoppages unless required by official timeouts. So with that, we are underway and ready to just stop setting this one up and get into hockey. I guess I'm going to put you on the spot again, as I did in the first game, Lance, and give me one key for each side after Nick Lampson trying to set up a shot from Bohr. That one goes high and wide of the mark. He is indeed in the lineup today. Kim Arola has it. Arola will have that one deflected and blocked by Alex Phelps, and now springing KCG looking to counterpunch. Bohr lost it. Hongswadi took it away. Pan Hongswadi fighting in the corner, where it's Phelps again getting a stick in, and now sending it back out to neutral ice. So quickly, while we're at neutral,
sure, the keys
key
to the game, sure. Well, I mean, obviously, Gabor and Ben are quite great between the pipes, and we're going to expect good games from both of them. Excellent save by Gabor. They're a great reaction.
On Dennis Omelka, who had that opportunity.
Now, the keys, you've already spoken their names already, and it's quite obvious for me, I think, the big guns on both sides. Nick Lampson, Jan Isaacson, Kim Arola, Ken Kinborn. Give these guys the puck, put it on their stick, and they're going to find a way to put it on the twine.
So you know a little bit about Lexicon Lumberjacks, as you are a member of Lexicon Lumberjacks.
I am.
What has been the key to this 5-game winning streak that the team's currently in the middle of?
Well, the hockey gods have been smiling on them. I mean, Lexicon's been looking good all season, right? And it's just a case of the puck going the right way at the right time. Very rarely does KCG lose games, and when they did, as I've highlighted earlier, Jesse Starosta was not on the ice, and Jan Isaacson has been beaten up a bit too. Nice
That's
save,
another
Gabor.
save. Gabor Toth has now made 5 in the early going of this game.
Yeah, I mean, Isaacson got shook up a bit. I mean, that's got to lean towards Lexicon's advantage when KCG's a bit weak, right? So, I mean, that's one of the keys, I believe. No discredit to Lexicon, of course, but KCG is the king of the league for so many reasons.
It's really exciting for us as fans of Jesse Starosta. He's one of our occasional color commentators and a really good guy, but to see him back on the ice, I know his injury was quite scary. You can tell us a little bit about that.
It was terribly scary. I played with him in the Mekong Cup a couple of weekends back, and he had re-injured his arm, and he was
it's a nerve injury,
shaking.
Is that correct?
Yes, and it's not his first nerve injury. He got injured in the previous tournament we had in November, the international tournament. He'd pinched a nerve in his neck, and now it's pinching a nerve in his arm. I think it's on the same side, but anyway, guy's a nervous fella out there.
That's a good one. Here is Jesse Starosta, the captain for KCG, and you know how much it hurt him to not be on the ice. He's obviously a guy who loves hockey, and he's put a lot of his sweat, blood, and tears into this team as the captain, and good to see him back out there. There's Williams with his shot that was deflected. It did not get through. Adam Williams, Lexicon Lumberjacks defenseman, who had that opportunity. David Bohr will circle back out to let his guys get onside. We are 5.5 minutes into this hockey game. It's no score. 5 shots for Lexicon Lumberjacks, 1 for KCG. There's an offsides. Bohr was in ahead of Lampson, and the faceoff will come back out to neutral as KCG will make a wholesale line change.
Take a look in the stands tonight. You mentioned earlier if it's your first time watching, it probably isn't, but there's quite a few people here that we don't usually see. One of them is Andy Bryan's wife, and I think another one might be Justin St. Denis' brother.
Justin St. Denis, who missed the game last week because I believe it was his wedding.
That's right.
So congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. St. Denis. We had some fun with that one, and our sponsor, HockeyThailand.com. I hope everybody came through with good wedding gifts. Here's Ken Kinborn leaving it back to Arola. Tries to thread the pass into the front, looking for Q Prasop. Couldn't get it through, but it's still Kinborn has it. His shot goes high and wide. Ken Kinborn making something out of nothing. He didn't have a lot of space there, but he's able to get that shot away, and it was a pretty good look. Jan Isaacson counter-punching. He's got 19 goals this season. Every time he has the puck, just want to stand and watch because anything can happen. But that time the puck got caught in the skates of the official, and that leads to a 3-on-2.
Oh, blocker save,
shot.
Gabor.
That's stopped by Gabor. It'll be officially a save, although I'm not sure that was going to be on net. That might have been just a little bit wide of the mark from our angle, but there's a whistle and an icing call, I believe. So no score, 6 shots for Lexicon and 1 for KCG as we reach the 9.5-minute mark here in the opening period between these two powerhouse teams. I mentioned no Vatsis, no Seavey for Lexicon Lumberjacks today. Obviously, Joe Seavey, a defenseman. Tell me about Ben Kleinische. The goalkeeper is getting the start today in place of a guy we know a little bit about, Lance Parker.
He's in place of me. Ben's trying to get ready for an upcoming tournament in South Africa, which I believe is maybe 1 or 2 weeks ahead. I thought it was the young guns going, but it's the men's team. Nice save, Ben.
That was on Lim Pinpat. There's a steal. Isaacson back to Lim Pinpat, and there's a goal. What a pass. And Tan the finish. And it's 1-0 KCG. Tan Lim Pinpat's 10th of the year, and give Jan Isaacson his 8th assist.
Yeah, Ben was coming across, but not quick enough, unfortunately, with a Tan on the far side there, putting that puck home. But otherwise, Ben standing strong for Thailand. He's got the red and blue pads. It's going to look good with his jersey. Home and away.
Forechecking was trying to get back into. So now, if you're Lexicon Lumberjacks and you're down 1-0, obviously you know that KCG is going to put points on the board. Doesn't matter who they're facing. There's a lot of offensive firepower. It's important to try not to get down by more than a goal if you can in this hockey game.
Right. And if
there's
you do,
a steal. Now here's Nick Lampson trying to create for himself, but a nice defensive play, as that was Dennis Omelka who was able to break that one up. And Lampson's in a little bit of pain, it looks like. I don't know whether he...
Oh!
Is that a goal? That's in.
That's Ken
Kinborn, who just tied this up. Man, I'm sorry. I was looking at Nick Lampson, who was grimacing in pain as he was skating right in front of us. Looks like he's okay. But Ken Kinborn, who nearly scored in the game's first minute, just pots home his 10th of the year. 22 points now for the outstanding defenseman, Swedish-born Thai citizen Ken Kinborn.
Or as Justin St. Denis mistakenly called him, Kindborn. He's such a kind fellow out there. But yeah, as you mentioned, if KCG does get up ahead with quite a few goals, Lexicon's no slouch with another chance.
What a play from Omelka, who toe dragged, nearly got himself a 1-on-4 somehow breakaway. Nick Lampson doing the same thing back the other way. But it ends up outside and behind the net. Still held in offensively, KCG. Now we're starting to see these two teams really firing on all cylinders here in the last 7 minutes of this period. That's Starasta with it, quarterbacking behind the net. And John Shaknovsky, the commish, will skate around and clear to Ken Kinborn. Arola, Saint-Denis, Kinborn. It's Saint-Denis who has it, leaves it for Kinborn, back to Saint-Denis, across into the middle, Shaknovsky to Kinborn. Saint-Denis, the last one to touch it before it's covered by Toth. You know, you're talking about Justin Saint-Denis mispronouncing Ken Kinborn's name as Kindborn. I'm sitting here saying, okay, I cannot make any jokes about that after I think I called him Justin St. Dennis in the first game with my, my Americanization of the pronunciation.
I actually called him Dennis in one of the goals that he assisted on, and great assist by Dennis.
Anyway, Arola.
Yeah, we've done it. We've all been there.
Arola not able to hold the line, and Jari Irikainen will skate back to collect. 1-1 our score in what we expect to be just a dynamite hockey game. Here's Arola. That shot blocked by Phelps. That's the third block unofficially I have for Phelps here in the game's first period.
I thought he was going to go 5-hole on Phelps, but Alex shut him down.
Puck still loose behind the net where Phelps will be the one to skate back and collect. It bounces over the stick of Williams. And it looked like for a moment Brandon Vick was going to be able to catch up to it and get a little mini breakaway, but it ends up being sent back down the ice. Brandon
almost
Vick
a miscue.
Also missed the game last week, so good to see him back out there. I'm not sure why he missed it. Maybe he was at Justin Sandini's wedding for all we know, but
that would probably be a good prediction.
Either way, it's good to see him back out there. One of the most exciting players to watch in this league. There's a lot of exciting players we are watching on the ice, and none more so than this guy, Jan Isaacson, 61 in gray. Although, pretty nifty defensive play from Kinborn, who will spring Roger Promtong. 1-on-2, Promtong's shot. Handcuffs Toth, it's in! It's in the net!
Good for Roger. I saw him doing that in the warm-up. And, yeah, practice pays off. And that puck is in the net.
Give Roger Promtong his third goal of the season for the young right winger from here in Thailand. It's a 2-1 Lexicon Lumberjacks lead, and that's their first lead in this game.
I remember Roger's first season, the last season we had pre-COVID or during COVID. Roger was just winning all the awards, player of the game, player of the month, any award that we had to give out. I think there's 3 or 4 of them, and Roger won them all. Just a clean sweep.
You know, sometimes one of the hardest things to handle as a goalkeeper is when the puck comes right in on your hands, because, you know, you're on either side, you know what you're doing with the blocker, you know what you're doing with the glove, but when that comes right in on you, it can handcuff you. It looked like that's what happened to Gabor on that play.
He thought he had it too, in fact. If Gabor knew that puck had slipped behind him, he would have certainly pounced on it. But that's the thing too, sometimes the puck hits so heavy and hard into the glove, it thuds. And
Kinborn, what a pass to Arola. Arola from an odd angle, not able to get that one on net. It may have caught the pipe or a piece of Gabor Toth, but either way, it's still offensively held in. Dennis Omelka throws one towards the crease, looking for a deflection from Arola, who will just reset things as it comes back out to Ken Kinborn. 2-1 our score. Lexicon Lumberjacks leading KCG with 3 minutes remaining here in the opening period of the second game of our doubleheader from Bangkok. Kinborn has it. He waits for his guys to get onside. He'll bring it in himself. Kinborn creates some space, throws one wide of the cage, and now David Bohr looking ahead. He's got Lamson up there, but nice play defensively from Shakhnovsky getting in his way to prevent the breakout outlet pass. Saint-Denis will retreat to collect. 2.5 minutes remaining, and here's Kim Arola with it. It's a 2-1 lead for Lexicon. Arola centering pass, there was nobody there. Shakhnovsky closest to it. Gabor Toth way out of the goal crease, but he's able to get back with no harm done. And now here comes Brandon Vick. Vick with Limpinpet. Puck was passed just a bit behind him and gets caught in his skates, and not able to hold it in was Vick. Limpinpet was the game's first goal scorer for KCG. It's Limpinpet, Vick, and Ichiro Hara on this line playing forward for KCG. John Shakhnovsky with Saint-Denis alongside has it poked away as he entered the offensive zone, and now Hara controls. He'll throw it into some open ice, but the first man there collecting was Lexicon Lumberjacks defenseman Jari Irikainen. Vick takes it right back. Vick has it. Hara was streaking down the left flank, but defensively Arola got a stick in there. And it was either Arola or Irikainen. Both of them were
I think
around
that might have been Irikainen.
It might have been Jari, you're correct.
Yeah. The defense has been absolutely outstanding for Lexicon tonight. Look how many shots on net KCG has recorded thus far.
4.
this is these guys are the best of the best we have available in Bangkok, the best team assembled, and yeah, 4 shots on net. I thought the key of the game was going to be the big guns, but they're not coming through.
What's the expression about the best defense being a good offense? Puck possession game for Lexicon Lumberjacks, and they have controlled time of possession here in the opening period.
Yeah. And the offensive defenseman, Ken Kinborn, comes again.
Has it. He's been making plays in the game. He got
score on that.
Let's see if they count it.
He celebrated.
The goal came off. He collided with the goal. Let's see if the puck crossed.
The puck would have gone in either way, whether or not the goal was knocked off his moorings. There doesn't appear to be any interference on Gabor.
But
because Ken was sliding behind the net, his arm went up in celebration. But yeah, go on.
If the puck crosses the line after the goal is off,
there's a penalty, I believe.
It's no goal, and they're going to call a penalty on Alex Phelps.
And no goal horn.
Maybe they said Phelps intentionally knocked the goal off to prevent the goal. I'm not sure why Phelps is skating off to the penalty box. But, wow, actually, I can't believe the clock is already down to 5 seconds left in the period. We'll tell you all about that in the second period. But first, quickly to our network affiliates. This is a local break coming up for our local station, so all of our fine board ops and producers, this is your break. We're back after this. We'll try and sort out the penalty for you here on Thailand's biggest night for hockey, Hockey Night in Thailand. The next 2 minutes and 24 seconds, holding a 2-1 lead. 11 shots on goal for Lexicon, only 4 for KCG, and now power play time for Lexicon. Ken Kinborn controlling the puck, and he'll skip a pass across to Shakhnovsky, whose shot was saved by Toth. I'm curious, Lance is a guy who plays in this league. I get a whistle. I'm not sure what they're going to call, whether somebody was...
That might have been a hand pass, perhaps. Ken waved or batted that out of the air, and then I think inadvertently to his player.
Quickly, while we have a stoppage, I'm curious because, you know, you see power plays as something that really takes a lot of finesse and practice. In this league, how does practice work? How much time do these teams have on the ice away from game day?
Well, it depends on the players.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, the players you're referring to. So a lot of the, players are coaches here, and so they'll work together quite often. And then Scott Murray, a blessing to Bangkok Hockey, organizes a shinny or a practice, which, Adam, I've invited you out, I think, at least twice to come out and skate. But that's another opportunity for players to review. Now, each team has their own group chat, so they could discuss strategy in there.
Kinborn's shot was nicely deflected, I believe, on its way to the crease, but still Toth hung with it and made the save and hung onto it.
Sure, but yeah, I guess at the end of the day, we're just a bunch of beer leaguers volunteering or just having fun and just kind of making it up as we go along. Not much time to practice, as most of us will have 9-to-5 jobs.
45 seconds remaining in the power play. Here in the second period, if you haven't figured it out yet, it's Lexicon Lumberjacks moving from right to left. They wear the blue jerseys trimmed in yellow and black, KCG from left to right. They're in the gray, trailing by 1, and an important last 30 seconds here of penalty kill time for KCG. A deflection from Omelka was beautifully done, although it did not end up on net. Dennis Omelka just got his stick out. Now here's Kinborn lining up a one-timer. He fanned on it. Saint-Denis will collect in the corner. 12 seconds remaining in the power play. Kim Arola has it on the wing to the left side with 5-4 in the man advantage. Kinborn, wrist shot.
What a shot.
And it handcuffs Toth, but he stays with it and covers, and that will expire the power play as Alex Phelps skates back onto the ice. Nice job defensively from KCG to stop that power play with the guy in the box as one of their strongest defensemen.
Yes.
Either way, we're all back to full and even strength. Face-off one to himself by Arola, and it's Lexicon possession. Omelka going right side to Kinborn. It's in between his legs, but he digs it out nicely. Throws a centering pass to Shakhnovsky, but in the way was Isaacson, and he'll spring Brandon Vick. Vick has it 1-on-3, leaves it behind him to Isaacson.
Beauty.
His pass to Limpinpat ties it up. What a play! The second time we've seen Jan Isaacson throw just a dynamite pass, and Limpinpat gets his second goal as the beneficiary.
Combination of passes. Brandon just dropping that back, being patient to the man, whoever that was, and then putting it in front for Jan to finish.
Tan Limpinpat.
Or sorry, Tan to finish. Excuse me.
Tan has 11 goals on the year.
Okay,
Second in the game. I'm listening to the announcement as to who got. Yeah, it's Isaacson will get the assist. Yeah, assist to Isaacson, and I believe as well an assist on that play to Vic.
Yep. Yeah,
and the goal to Limpinpat. That is correct. That's exactly how we saw it up here. Now,
what a
Bohr
save.
with a rocket shot, but Kleineshay sticks the pad out to make the save and preserve the 2-2 tie. KCG buzzing now.
And preserving
having tied
the
it up.
puck, too. No rebound on that kick save. Just freezing that under his toe.
Thank you so much to everybody who's watching us here on Thailand TV and all of our online affiliates. A 2-2 hockey game here in the second period. Lexicon Lumberjacks have not trailed. They led 1-0 and 2-1. Here's Hong Zwadi. His shot is saved, and the big rebound also saved, or might have clipped the outside of the goalpost. And back the other way, chasing it for KCG is Ichiro Hara. So no Roman Lehrer, no Christoph Onliker. The replacements for KCG today are David Blomqvist and Andy Brine. No subs playing for Lexicon in this game. That puck was dangerously sitting in front of the goalkeeper, but Kleineshay got down and covered.
Oh, it's good to see Blomqvist out again, David Boomer Blomqvist. He's another old veteran, one of the very few players who've been here longer than me. There's not a lot of them, and he is, definitely a hard-working veteran who doesn't come out as much as he should.
Nick Lamson on the face-off. It ends up on Bohr's stick. That shot was saved by Kleineshay, and Kinborn will skate back and clear it to neutral ice. Kinborn has it again. He's got a 4-on-1 if he hurries. Kinborn by himself fires, saved by Toth. Puck kicks up where it ends up right back on Kinborn's stick. He's got a roller with him. They overlap. He'll throw a centering pass to Saint-Denis, but Alex Phelps lifted his stick nicely. Arola has it again behind the net. 6 minutes in here to the second period. Shakhnovsky looking for Saint-Denis, but that one trickled right on through, and Omelka has to retreat to collect. Omelka and Kinborn, maybe the league's best defensive pairing, certainly the league's best offensive defensive pairing.
Yes. Yeah, they both know how to score. Or as Greg likes to refer to them as rushing defensemen.
Limpinpat, who's got 2 goals in this game already, will carry that one in on a string. Isaacson waiting in the middle, but nicely deflected away by Kinborn. Isaacson's got it right back. Isaacson waiting, and it's stolen by Arola. Nice defensive play. Active sticks from Lexicon here in this 2-2 hockey game. KCG now up to 10 shots, 16 for Lexicon. Vic to Limpinpat, back, looking to get it back to Vic. Instead, Limpinpat circles around, throws the pass, but it was behind his intended target and stolen, and it's Kinborn back. No numbers, never stopped him. Kinborn has it, throws the shot towards the crease. That one's saved. Shakhnovsky on the rebound is hit and taken off his skates, and now a 3-on-2 for KCG. Isaacson has it, holding, waiting, pass across the crease, looking for Vic. It was just skipping over his stick. Nice idea for Isaacson, though, a lot of patience. Now that one just shoveled at the cage, backhanded by Paul Stoddart.
Brandon had Ken on his back on that play.
Stoddart makes Saint-Denis skate past him. He'll go behind the net to Lim Pinpet. Throws one towards the middle, looking back for Stoddart, but the pass behind him, and Alistair Fawcett will have to skate the length of the ice to pick it up. Shakhnovsky in pursuit. 9 minutes, 20 seconds left as the clock ticks down here in the second period. We're nearly at the halfway mark of this game. Lampson to Isaacson. Isaacson, nice move. He's tripped by Williams, but the official says play on. I think the guys on the ice, they all stopped. They all thought that was going to be a penalty called. Either way, now here's Roger Promtong for Lexicon.
I was half expecting Jan to score on his belly there.
The Ovechkin play against the Coyotes?
Almost. Yeah, I mean, Ovechkin was on his back. But yeah, quite similar. Yeah, relatively inspired by that. Yes.
Adam Williams will skate back and pick it up. What do you think of that no penalty call? I think that we can all agree it was a trip, but the official's point was it was incidental and not intentional.
Yeah, I dare not comment on the referees. So
they're very kind with their time to be here. Let's say.
Yes. I could never, ever do it. I honestly don't know the rules, so that's another reason why I can't comment. I didn't quite see what was happening. But nobody protested. Nobody seemed to complain. So I guess it was a good call.
Lexicon Lumberjacks have not trailed in this game, but they're in a 2-2 tie, and it's their possession. 8 minutes left, second period. For Lexicon, that's Peem who has it. Peem and Hongswati on that line with Roger Promtong. That's an entirely tie forward line on the ice for Lexicon. Promtong stripped of the puck momentarily, but took it right back. Promtong with Hongswati behind the cage, who's still jostling for that puck. Back checking for KCG is Blomqvist, wearing 12. And Bohr will race after it, but Kleinashe gets there and is able to not only get it out, but get it on the stick of Hongswati. Now here he comes. Pan Hongswati, nice defensive play. Poke checking it away by Lampson. And David Bohr was skating down the ice trying to call for that outlet pass. It ends up back to Ken Kinborn. He's been everywhere in this game. Kinborn behind the net looking for an outlet, finds Omelka. The pass was deflected momentarily, and so that slowed down the pace. Kinborn gets it back, fires one towards the middle. It's Stoddart getting in the passing lane and deflecting it away. Kinborn has it. This time he's stripped, and now a 2-on-1 developing the other way. Lampson and Starasta. Omelka's back. Starasta by himself. Jesse Starasta with the shot and the save by Kleinashe, who shuts the door as Jesse Starasta making a bid for a goal in his first game back from injury.
Yeah. Yeah, Jesse's been out for a while. I think it's going to take him a few more games to get back into form. And unfortunately, a few more games will take a few more weeks. But nice try. Good effort. I like how Jesse spread out once he saw Jan was getting a puck.
Justin Saint-Denis fighting for it, but it's Phelps who has it on his stick. Gives me a chance real quick to tell you about this food culture history show that we've been working on, and I appreciate Keith so much for letting that be a part of his lineup here at Thailand TV. This show is, of course, called OTR. You can find us at YouTube, youtube.com/OTR on the road. Ben Kleinashe makes the save. We've got a new video coming up on Tuesday. We were fortunate to have a week off. We never get a week off, but took one out of necessity. It was burnout time coming if we hadn't slowed down the pace a little bit with these. You know, it takes a lot of work to get a documentary out every single week, but it's been so much fun. One of the most enjoyable projects I've ever been a part of.
I asked you earlier if you'd covered... Oh,
hold on 1 second. It's Jan Isaacson with the steal and throws the pass across the crease, but...
I asked you earlier if you'd covered the Masaman, and you said you certainly did. I got another one for you that I quite enjoy, is the southern styled yellow rice with the Muslim chicken, I call it.
Oh, of course. So that, again, we don't typically go dish by dish. In this case, this week we did.
Okay.
Most of what we're looking for actually is the stories of, it's a history-based food channel. Because food's the story of people. And we'll get to that in a second. We got a hockey game going on here, and there's a steal and a beautiful play, and what a save. Gabor Toth, I bet you didn't know he could move that fast as he went post to post to keep that one out. He robs Peem on the play, and a gorgeous save from Gabor.
He's such a big goalie. It's like an eclipse when he's covering that net.
That was cat-like. Really nice save from Gabor Toth, who goes post to post, keeps that out. 18 shots from Lexicon Lumberjacks, 16 saves on those 18 from Toth, who's been dynamite in the early going of this game.
Yeah, looking good so far.
We had a chance to talk to Gabor before the game. It's the first time we've been formally introduced. The guy speaks 5 languages. I barely speak English.
And he's so friendly. You know,
Promtong has it, fires the shot just high and wide. He just kind of cradled that one almost like a lacrosse move, but you know, in holding possession as that puck was skating, was skittering along the ice. Meanwhile, it is still Lexicon Lumberjacks puck. That was Hong Swati, who made a move momentarily, still fighting for it, his pan, and he comes away with it. He'll overlap with Omelka. Dennis Omelka skates in. His shot deflects high and wide. It might have gotten a piece of Toth, and it also gets a piece of the netting, which is why we've got the whistle. This is a fast-moving hockey game. We're down to 3.5 minutes left in the second somehow.
There you go. Yeah, those 17-minute run times will just go so quickly.
I think it's more the Tim Hortons coffee. That's what speeds everything up in the second game.
I'm saving mine for tomorrow.
I mean, it's not as good the second day. That's typically how coffee works. I mean, I hope you don't mean that you're actually saving your cup of coffee for tomorrow.
Actually, it's for the wife.
All
She's
right.
the coffee junkie. But yes, yeah. The cup of coffee will be saved. And here's a shot again.
Irikainen's blast goes high. So 2-2 our score. We've got 3 minutes remaining here in the second. We've seen 2 really good hockey games so far today. The first game 3-2, Aware with a win over Siam Mandalay. That was 3-2. This one's 2-2 right now. Kleinashe passed across his own open goal mouth. That's not how they teach you in goalie school, but he got away with it.
Yeah, he saw the angle. He knew he had it. He looked pretty calm when he did it. But yeah, it
Brandon
looked
Vick
scary
was
from
pretty
up
close
here.
to that one. Anyway, here's Kimarola. He leaves it for Shaknovsky, but left it a little too far behind him. And now Lampson comes back 2-on-2. Lampson and Hara against Kinborn. That shot was just blasted off the stick.
Yeah, what a windup. I didn't think he was going to follow through with that. I thought he was going to fake shot, but no. He let that go.
Nick Lampson, who came into this game first in the league in points with 30, second in the league in assists with 15. What a season Nick Lampson's having. He's still on the ice out there. Actually, he's off now. He's been in the line change here for KCG. And now we see Jan Isaacson back on. He's got the puck. Isaacson to Lim Pinpet, who's got his heart set most likely on a hat trick. He has 2 goals through 2 periods. Isaacson set up both of them. Let's see if he can do it again. Isaacson behind the net. He loses that one as his pass deflects off the goal. And Kinborn has it. Kinborn and Omelka out there defensively for Lexicon. That one skips over everybody's stick and out. So that's a clear. It will not get far enough for an icing. It slowed down enough that they waved it off. Brandon Vick for KCG will try and restart the offense. No numbers here. Isaacson's just going to slow it down. Gets past Omelka. Isaacson, along with Lim Pinpet and Vick. That's the trio out there at forward for KCG. And we're already down at 60 seconds left. This very fast-moving second period. Omelka has it for Lexicon with Kinborn. Kinborn towards the goal mouth. Phelps makes another steal. He's played a brilliant game defensively. Lim Pinpet with Vick, potentially a 2-on-1, but that one took a little while to develop. And in the end, Shaknovsky getting his stick on it to break it up. Peem Jarat Woody Prida with Ken Kinborn, 2-on-2. Kinborn loses the handle momentarily, now flings one at the net, where it's stopped and covered by Todd. Quick reminder to our network affiliates, in 20 seconds when this period ends, it's going to be a local timeout coming. So for all of our board ops and producers and hard-working crew back in the studios, wherever you are, it will be your break coming up next. Or you're just going to have to hear me talking into outer space about coffee and donuts. We may not get this face-off. Well, we do get it off, but final seconds tick off the clock, and we head to the third period in a 2-2 hockey game.
Dramatic finish there before you do the call. I love how Ben came out of his net just in case the player chased that down. But go ahead.
We'll tell you about the third period next. For now, let's get to break while we can. This is Thailand's biggest night for hockey. Hockey night in Thailand.
This is breaking news from ThailandTV.news. Now all the Thailand news is in one place. The latest reports from around the clock and around the world. Breaking Thailand news from all the world's top news sources, translated into 11 languages and updated 24 hours a day. Here's Ali with more.
ThailandTV.news has it all. The latest news, weather and sports updates, plus up-to-the-minute events listings and fun things to do in Thailand. And that's not all. There's also entertainment, lifestyle, and travel news, including the latest visa information. If it's happening in Thailand, you'll find it here at ThailandTV.news.
It's all here at ThailandTV.news. All the latest news, weather, sports, they even cover ice hockey. It's all done at ThailandTV.news. Yes, it's all the Thailand news, all in one place.
We have 17 more minutes to play in what may be one of the games of the year. Number 1 versus number 2, Lexicon Lumberjacks and KCG. Lance Parker, well, we have a chance, and I have a feeling we won't have very many chances to slow things down enough to really set the stage, but tell me what you expect from the third period between these two.
Well, this seems to be a reflection of the previous game we watched going into the third at the end of the second. 2-2 with almost 20 shots apiece.
Nick Lampson by himself creating space and getting a shot away, but Kleinashe makes the save.
Yeah, adding another one, making up to 15 for KCG now, but I'm going to say the reflection of the first game will continue, and somebody's going to go up ahead a third goal. And with the amount of shots that Lexicon is getting, I'm going to say it's them that'll end up winning this game 3-2.
That was nearly the third goal right there as Blomqvist threw a great shot at the cage, just looking for a deflection in front. It nearly got through. And it's Blomqvist who goes back to collect here for KCG. Lexicon Lumberjacks have the lead in shots, 21-16, but on the scoreboard it's 2-2. KCG has never led in this hockey game. The only losses this season for KCG have come in overtime, and both to this Lexicon Lumberjacks team. Kim Arola has it. Arola drops it back to Omelka. Kinborn out there. He'll shoot. Saved by Toth. Right back on the stick of Omelka. He'll fire one, and that one deflected home. I'm not sure whether that's going to be Omelka or Promptong who got it. I know Promptong was lurking right there at the goal mouth. But it's a 3-2 Lexicon Lumberjacks lead, and we'll wait for Dom's announcement to know who gets credit for it.
So yeah, like I said, Lexicon's going to go up 1. And they do. Dennis Omelka, number 24.
So it was Omelka who got credit for the goal. No deflection officially. So give Dennis Omelka his 8th goal of the year, and none bigger than that, as it gives his team a 3-2 lead here in the third period. KCG now playing from behind for the third time in this hockey game. And that one very nearly was right onto the tape of Brandon Vick, but the puck was bouncing. Now Shakhnovsky with Sandini and Kinborn. Kinborn, what a pass! And he got a shot away, but a nice save from Toth.
Yeah.
Staying with it. Didn't overskate. You know, when you're going post to post, sometimes you could skate right past it, but nice play from Toth to get his 20th save of this hockey game. That one rocketed high from Omelka, the goal scorer. Dennis Omelka now 19 points on the season, 8 goals. That was his 8th, the last one. And now Brandon Vick with Limpinpet and Isaacson. He'll leave it for Isaacson. It was a quick 3-on-3, but now everybody else is caught up. 3-2 our score. Lexicon leading KCG, but it's KCG possession. Alistair Fawcett has it. Kinborn got in the passing lane, and he'll spring Shakhnovsky, but passed just a bit too far for him. Comes back to neutral ice. Limpinpet has it. Limpinpet to the middle to Isaacson. It was deflected away, but right back to Tan. Now he's battling with Kim Arola, and Arola's got clean possession in the corner. He'll send one out to Kinborn. Phelps got in the way. Alex Phelps Stopped it for a moment, but now Justin Saint-Denis for Lexicon gets a shot away. Nice shot. Toth makes the save. KCG with 12 minutes, 55 seconds left to play, trailing. They have no regulation losses this year, does KCG. Isaacson behind the net. Jan Isaacson, he's been held off the scoreboard so far in terms of goals. He does have 2 assists, 1 on each of the KCG goals. Stoddart has it. Stoddart, a little backhand flip that goes high, misses the net. 24 shots for Lexicon, 17 for KCG. It's been a brilliant defensive effort from KCG throughout this game. We've called Alex Phelps' name quite a bit. Paul Stoddart's played beautifully as well. But Lexicon with the stellar defensive effort somehow holding KCG to just 17 shots. Obviously, we've mentioned their top defensive line in this game, Ken Kinborn and Dennis Omelka. Here's Korn Kuprasov. He's got Shaknovsky with him. Shaknovsky's shot was kicked aside by Toth and cleared back out to neutral ice. And there's a steal. Now we got a 2-on-1 developing. It's Starosta and Lampson, and a brilliant diving stop from Adam Williams, who blocks that pass as KCG made a bid to tie this one up. And now Lexicon will get a chance to clear.
I thought Jesse was going to shoot on that, but Adam obviously didn't.
Kinborn, nice pass, looking for Promtong. Kuprasov's out there as well. Lexicon with a 1-goal lead, trying to take one step closer to icing this one. With KCG, you never feel comfortable with a lead. That team can score in bunches. There's a steal from Starosta. He's got Lampson and David Bohr out there. Lampson's the one who will carry it across the blue line back to Starosta. Starosta leaves it for Bohr, but it's swept aside by Kleinashe.
Oh, so close.
Defending his goal mouth. Now David Bohr back in possession. Bohr backhanded. That pass didn't get through. Neither did the next one. Kinborn was there waiting for it. He'll flip a shovel pass down the ice to Promtong. He's able to corral it momentarily and get one into the hands or on the stick of Andy Bryan. Bryan playing his second game of the day, wearing number 2. Omelka's shot did not get through. Somehow Gabor Toth found it.
Was that deflected?
That might have been double deflected.
Yes, Gabor just kind of went spread eagle standing up, and it got a piece of his padding. I think it was lower pad. It might have bounced off there.
Might have saved the game for KCG, is holding a one-goal lead. Lexicon Lumberjacks to make it a 2-goal lead. If that one had gotten through, would be borderline insurmountable the way their defense is played in this hockey game. Although again, it's KCG, nothing's insurmountable. Here's Isaacson. He's got Vic alongside of him, and Blomqvist. Limpinpet with 2 goals in this one finds Isaacson, who's tripped, and there's the arm coming up, and we get a whistle, and it'll be a KCG power play. I believe that's their first of the game. We've only seen one in this game. I think it was Lexicon who had one back in the first period, and that's it so far.
Alex went off, and Jan is slow to get up.
You saw the official actually signal no penalty, and then he thought twice about it and raised the arm.
I think the stick was stuck in his skate. I'm not sure if that influenced his decision or not.
It's a good point, and I think that's one that watching it as it developed, you kind of had to make that call. Either way, 2.5-minute power play, as it is Kim Arola in the penalty box for Lexicon Lumberjacks, and this is the first man advantage in the game for the league's top scoring team.
What a
There's
wind-up.
A shot whistled wide from Blomqvist. Limpinpet has it. He'll go back to the top, and Blomqvist, who feeds Vic. Vic's shot looking for the deflection. Limpinpet to the goal mouth. Somehow that stayed out. And they'll reset. KCG continues puck possession, but down to 1:45 left in this power play, and Kinborn swipes the puck, and he'll just kill some time, run some clock, and finally skate it out to neutral and clear. Kinborn, 1-on-4, fires a shot just high. It's on the back of the netting, where it's finally taken away by Bryan. Now Andy Bryan springing the exit. There's Limpinpet. He's got Vic alongside, Isaacson behind him. Centering pass was intercepted by Shaknovsky. Puck still bouncing around, and finally Shaknovsky will take it, but it's taken right back by Isaacson. KCG with 1:15 left on the power play. They are trailing by a goal, and we have 8 minutes left in the game. Isaacson feeds Stoddart, left side. Stoddart's shot right into the belly of Kleinashe, who gets the whistle and the save. I don't know that that was the look that KCG really wanted with no traffic in front. I guess Stoddart was looking for the deflection, but really nice defensive play from Lexicon. There was nobody open to pass it to.
Well, yeah, and Ben wisely covered up that rebound because Brannon somehow got free and was on the door there.
Face-off win for KCG, and they possess the puck. Did get a shot away, but not on net. Now Lamson has it, feeds right side Phelps. Phelps' shot goes high. Starasta, Stoddart, Phelps, Ichiro Hara, and Lamson out there, the 5 on the power play. Hara had that look, trying to go 5-hole, couldn't get it through. Now Starasta's shot is high. 15 seconds left on the power play. It is still not out. Stoddart will chase it down in the corner. 8 seconds, now 7, now 6 in the man advantage for KCG. Phelps jumping into the play. That shot blocked in front, didn't get through. Stoddart collects, power play over, and a save from Kleinashe. He gets the whistle, and a massive, massive third period penalty kill for Lexicon.
They're up to 23 shots now, closing in on 26 shots for the other team.
3-2 Lexicon Lumberjacks with the lead. If they win this game, they would have 10 wins on the season, 11 for KCG. This one gets tighter and tighter. That puck still loose in front, somehow stayed out. Now 2-on-1 developing back the other way. Kinborn leading the way. Kinborn has Peem with him. Q Prasop behind the play. His shot saved by Toth, and we get a whistle.
End-to-end action, that first attempt on Lexicon, that execution on the play, you said somehow that stayed out. Me too, I felt the same. I thought that was going in the way they finished, but yeah.
I mean, they were sharks smelling blood in the water. There were 3 guys all jamming at that puck. But a nice job from Kleinashe keeping that out of the net and his defense supporting him. Arola stripped of the puck. It goes around, but not out. Omelka has it. He's scored the difference maker as it stands right now. Dennis Omelka, we're down to 5.5 minutes left. Here's Kinborn looking for the exclamation mark. Beautiful pass. And that shot, is that
it sounded like a goal. I heard it hit a bar. Gabor's not moving.
I think that's under Gabor Toth, and it's not a goal.
Oh, okay.
Another nice save from Toth, who has now, Gabor's now stopped. Let's see, it's 29 shots. I think the scoreboard hasn't been updated yet, so there'll be 26 saves from Toth in this game. Now, with 5 minutes remaining, Lexicon Lumberjacks trying to just possess the puck and keep it away from guys like this. Vic, who had it, Omelka takes it away. Sorry, make that Arola, who took it away. Kinborn, nifty skating. Kinborn, Saint-Denis, and Shaknovsky were the 3 guys ahead on that play for Lexicon. Held in by Omelka, and meanwhile, it's still Kinborn who has it. There was a guy without his stick, but picking it up and picking up the puck was Blomqvist. And now here's Isaacson coming back for KCG. We're down to 4 minutes and 24 seconds left. There's Blomqvist, his shot, looking for the deflection. Limpinpet got his stick on it somehow, but ends up not on goal. It was a little high. Now Vic fights behind the net for it, and it's cleared all the way down the ice. That'll be an icing. There's the whistle. So with 4 minutes left, an offensive zone face-off for KCG, but we're getting down to crunch time. This game is sped by. We've seen just exactly the kind of game we were hoping to see between these 2 powerhouse teams.
Yeah.
Jesse Starasta wins the face-off for KCG. It is bouncing around and comes back out to neutral ice, where it'll be picked up by Bryan. Lost the handle. Arola will chase it down behind the net. Arola to Saint-Denis.
Gabor is looking the wrong way.
If that had found Justin Saint-Denis, that would be a goal, but thankfully for KCG, it did not. And now Nick Lamson's going to poke at that puck. He'll get possession. Comes in on sides. Lamson, nice play defensively. Adam Williams got a stick in. Williams, outlet pass. Saint-Denis, Shaknovsky with him. Here's Arola, snaps a shot, saved by Toth. Arola collects. We're down to 3 minutes remaining. Arola in the corner.
Oh.
From a sharp angle, that one deflected high and out of play.
I think that hit the face mask of Gabor Toth.
Quickly, while we have the whistle, because who knows what the next 3 minutes are going to bring. I want to thank our production crew this evening, the hardest working guys in the business, and I know since the last game we've had a little bit of an equipment and software upgrade that Keith Mueller's been hard at work, and I hope that enhances your viewing experience. So, to Keith Mueller, camera crew of Jin, Peng, Ellie, Opor, Tanya, and Sonia, and of course for Lance Parker, it is a pleasure working with you as always, and so much fun to be here with games like these two. Lim Pinpet on the deflection, that one went wide. That puck is going to trickle back across the blue line where Isaacson will collect. We have 2 minutes, 19 seconds left, and that's all. KCG trying to keep their regulation unbeaten season alive. Isaacson's shot saved by Kleinashe, and it's collected in the corner and chopped at to hold it in momentarily. Lampson, he's been quiet today, at least relatively speaking, but there's still some hockey left to be played. Under 2 minutes remaining. Here is Lampson. He'll look for the deflection, but Isaacson's the puck just kind of popped up in the air, didn't end up on net. Kinborn takes it back and looks for the outlet to Peem. A 2-on-0. Peem. And a nice save as Toth stuck that blocker out. And he
Adam
makes that
taking
stop.
out his man maybe a little
So
too hard.
now-
That offense is getting up very slowly.
Lampson will chase it down, drop the pass back to Isaacson. We're under 90 seconds left in this one. Jan Isaacson, the Lampson trying to tuck it in. Puck still loose in front, but it's swept aside. And now Kinborn to Arola. 1-on-0. Kim Arola, and Toth shuts the door. We get a whistle, and the clock stops in a close game with 1 minute and 12 seconds remaining.
Peem went off slowly on that last play, and that's how Kim got all alone in front.
KCG will use their timeout, and that will be a chance for us to catch our breath and reset the game situation for you. 3-2, Lexicon Lumberjacks, the lead over KCG. 1 minute and 12 seconds left. I would assume the next time KCG possesses the puck, you'll see Toth skate off and the extra attacker brought out.
Yeah, luckily he's got a short skate. He doesn't have to go to the far bench. So yeah, again, it looks like an echo of our earlier game with the pulled goalie, and I don't think we'll see overtime. Has Greg sent us a prediction?
Greg, if you can type really, 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 really fast with only 1 minute and 12 seconds left in the game, feel free to send us a prediction. Otherwise, Greg, look forward to having you back next time we do a game together. And Lance, it's always a treat to get to do it with you. I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, definitely. I was happy to come out again. I'll be gone in all of April, and I'm going to miss the playoffs. So, yeah, for anybody else listening, any of the other fans, a few more games left for me here.
There are a lot of Lance Parker fans out there watching, I am sure.
Oh, they're going to say, I am one of them.
And I am one of them.
Thank you.
60 seconds left. That's it. KCG, time for what? Maybe one more charge here. And you see Gabor Toth start skating towards the bench. Now Nick Lampson will cross into the offense. He'll do it onside. Extra attacker out there for KCG. They'll hold it in. That's Brian who has it. Lampson fighting at the blue line with Saint-Denis. Lampson still has it, but it's taken away by Shakhnovsky.
Oh, what a save,
and that
Andy Bryan.
is out
But not
into
for long.
neutral. Empty net. Here comes Saint-Denis and saved somehow. Alex Phelps kept that goal away momentarily. Kim Arola is going to put it home into the empty net. And the icing on the cake for Lexicon Lumberjacks, who will get their biggest win of the year. KCG is going to lose in regulation for the first time this season. Kim Arola got the empty netter. And that on the stat sheet will count as his 17th goal, 27th point of the year. Lance,
yes.
Thoughts on this game from Lexicon Lumberjacks? They just put this one away, and what a performance.
Yeah, well, you know, I was saying earlier, before they didn't have Jesse Starosta. This time they do. But I'm missing the brilliance of Jan. And you suggested that Nick's a bit quiet tonight. You said he might have got clipped and hurt earlier. You said it looked like he was injured on a play. But the big guns didn't come out. They're not as loud as they usually are.
And credit where credit is due as the final buzzer sounds, and we are done 4-2, our final score. So, we can talk about the absence of scoring. We did see a couple of brilliant plays made by Jan Isaacson early in the game when he set up 2 goals, right?
Yes.
Lampson, Isaacson, Starasta, maybe quieter than we typically expect. Brandon Vick, right, held off the scoreboard in this game.
And we're coming into the booth.
That being said, strategically, Lexicon Lumberjacks took them out of the game. You saw Lexicon with a lead in shots throughout much of this hockey game.
It wasn't until that power play
period.
In the third period that Lexicon turned it, or excuse me, KCG turned it up.
Remember in the first period when KCG was held to only 4 shots, tremendous defensive effort.
In the second period, 15, so another 10 shots then. Yeah, exactly. The
Obviously,
defense was outstanding.
It starts with the performance, in my opinion, of that defensive first pairing of Ken Kinborn and Dennis Omelka. Omelka obviously gets the game-winning goal. Tell me about those two and how they play today for Lexicon.
I thought that they did an absolute wonderful job.
So did you, Lance. As we're on camera, I want to say thank you so much for doing this.
Let's wrap it up.
Lexicon Lumberjacks with the win are going to go to 10-3-1. KCG falls to 11-1-2. And the last thing I do want to ask you, again, we've seen KCG all season. They're a dominant team. There's a lot of talent. They're still the favorites, most likely, to end up winning this league this year. That being said, is it becoming something where there might be a little bit of a mental stumbling block when you've now lost 3 times to the same team, right? There's so much confidence on the Lexicon side when these two teams face off against each other. I don't know. This becomes a thing. Is that how you'd look at it, or not necessarily?
No, not for KCG. I think there's enough experience on that team that they can certainly rebound from that. And yeah, nobody likes to lose, and it can be a mental stumbling block, as you suggested, for some teams. But KCG isn't one of them.
All right, Lance. It's been a blast. 2 great games today. We saw a 3-2 result for Aware in the first game, 4-2 with the empty netter. It was more or less a 3-2 game in the second one as well. Lexicon beats KCG. Always a pleasure doing games with you.
Ditto.
And with Keith as well to my left.
Yeah,
Keith,
thank you, Keith.
I know playing a little bit under the weather today was Keith, but guys, and especially for all of you, you guys make it all worthwhile. Everyone who watches this and takes your time to, whether you're streaming the game online or following us on one of our television affiliates, thank you so much to all of you. We cannot wait to be back here and continue our home stretch of the 2022-2023 season. I had to think about what year it was. For the crew, my name is Adam Gottschalk. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday and a great week. We'll see you next Sunday night.
Y'all have a good time now.
This has been a presentation of Thailand TV.tv, winner of the SHL Golden Mike Award for excellence in broadcasting for Hockey Night in Thailand.